Can you see me?
Hey guys. Oh, we don't call this the worst podcast for no reason. Uh, Mike's having a little technical difficulties. I'm trying to get my stuff set up. We're live here at the huge convention.
Can you
Or
see me, Jeremy?
sales boost. God almighty, my nerves are shot. My phone's ringing. I don't even know where I'm at the moment. Sales boost is right behind me. Oh, forgive me. I'm dying. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. Am I on?
Yes. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Can you
Tore,
see
this
me?
tore, yeah, this tore me up because I thought you were going to be handling this because I didn't know if I was going to get set up in time.
I know, man. Look, I'm bleeding. I
Oh
kid you
my
not. I,
goodness!
I am bleeding.
Yeah,
Crap.
yes.
Okay. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere. Mike has hurt himself. Guys, can y'all hear me real good? Give me a thumbs up or let me know if you can hear me down here in the comments. Just got this set up. We're mobile right now, so if you can see anything, you can see where I'm at. I'm gonna see if I can pan this camera around a little bit and show you uh, what this looks like down the way. Sales
Okay.
boost.
I'm back.
There we go. Got that going on. We got Mike back.
Mike's got his shirt on too. Look.
Yeah, represent.
Fresh
Sales
has his
boost,
shirt
baby.
on. Dude, let me tell you, I went outside. For those of you who are watching, I just got to tell you this. So Jeremy said, "Yeah, we're going to go live in 15 minutes." I said, "Well, great. I got time to go winterize my equipment." And somehow or another, I don't know, I've injured myself. I don't even know if I can wash tomorrow because of this. So, oh, we're having fun. I was supposed to introduce everything, and somehow or another, I come back in, and everything is totally messed up. I think my wife or someone sabotaged me while I was gone. So I
Good.
am the Fresh Rinse, and I am with my co-host Jeremy,
That's it.
aka Double Stuff, which
Go.
is his new nickname. Double Stuff. Type
No,
Double Stuff into the comments. Double Stuff.
double stuff.
And we are at Sales Boost. And when I say we, I mean Jeremy, but I do have my Sales Boost shirt.
Yep,
It's pretty darn cool, actually.
it is pretty cool.
And if I had not lost 20 pounds since Christmas, I wouldn't be able to fit into this. So pretty darn cool.
So,
We hope
guys,
everyone.
I was gonna say I see the Charles. I met Charles down here earlier. Charles, if you walk by while I'm down here, buddy, stop by and say hello. Stephen Pete, hey, we're down here at the registration desk. Say hello if you come by. We're just hanging out doing this. I think JC is going to stop by here shortly. Zach, what is the double stuff story? There is no story. That's the story.
It's
You
a
can't.
story that cannot be repeated. That's the problem.
Oh,
Oh
Charles.
God.
Charles is already at home on the couch. I forgot. Yeah, it's that close by. That's nice.
Well, let me give
But
you a
yeah,
real quick rundown. Obviously, for those of you who are watching, we're going to do a lot of Q&A. In particular, you have questions about Sales Boost. Jeremy's going to try to answer that. He's got some guys
yep.
there who may be able to help answer that as well. The lobby's kind of crowded. It's kind of loud there where he is. So,
Is it loud? Can you hear all this
no,
stuff behind me?
nope,
I,
we can hear you just
okay,
fine.
good,
Yep, I
good.
can hear you just fine. Yep,
Right.
can hear you just fine. And Jeremy is going to tell us about that. We're still going to do the WWJD. What would Jeremy do? Ha, it's going to be great. And then Jeremy's also going to, in the midst of all of this, he is going to give us the stats of his recent mass text, which, of course, is his attempt to pick up more work via text, texting all of his past clients. He's going to give us the update on that and what that looks like. And of course, you may have questions and answers about that. All along the while, if you have prayer requests and you want to, maybe you just got something that doesn't have to be watch related, but you've got a prayer request, you want to throw that out there. If we don't miss it, then at the end, we're going to pray about that. Just something we do that most people aren't doing, and we encourage you to participate in that as well. So, Jeremy, how long was your trip from Kentucky to there it's North Carolina, correct?
Yes, Wilmington, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah, so we drove. It was a 8.5 hour drive, not factoring in any stops.
Yeah.
We made 2 pit stops for fuel and food, and we just hammered down. Thankfully, if any of you have traveled with small kids, you know that there's a whole lot of stopping. And this time it was just me and the wife, and pretty much no stopping. So everything worked really well for that. Hey, and while I'm talking real quick, guys, hey, do me a favor. If you're watching this on Facebook, go ahead and hit that share button and share this out to those other groups on Facebook, those other wash groups, if you're able to. It just helps us get more people in, get more people interactive, and just benefits everyone. So, yeah, it was a good 8.5 hour drive. We've had a good time. I'm excited to be here. It's an amazing setting. It looks awesome. I can't wait. You really don't even know what you're missing.
So am I right that tonight, Jeremy, is kind of a meet and greet and people just hanging out, talking and doing their thing?
Send you the link? Yeah. I got someone down here talking to me right now.
You're fine. Okay, very nice.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
What's up?
Oh, my man.
I'm gonna jump on
My
upstairs
man.
and we can all talk.
Okay,
Thanks.
very, very cool.
Yeah, it's so nice of him. He's giving me his booth, his backdrop.
Well, I was going to say you win the backdrop of the year award, so pretty darn cool.
I need this at the house.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I need this.
So you get 8.5 hours plus your stops. You got there, you got settled in. Is the hotel and the convention center all the same locale?
Yes. So we are at. I'm probably gonna mess this name up. I think it's called the Hotel Ballast or
Okay.
Hilton Ballast. It's a Hilton hotel. It's very nice. It's very clean. It's set up very nice. I think I said that. Got that valet parking. You know how it is. And so as soon as you walk in, you get welcomed. Staff's very friendly. Got checked in. Went up to the room, dropped the stuff off, and pretty much the ground floor, the bottom floor, as you can see, that's where I'm at. And then what I showed you guys earlier, this walkthrough is like it's kind of like a vendor, maybe it's a sponsor hall or a vendor hall. I'm not real sure exactly. There's really no like displays with like equipment and stuff. Very, very small, but it's just the table set up, I think, from the sponsors of the show, which is really nice. But they had the room is immaculate. I've got some pictures. Maybe I can see if I can show you guys that. But outside, we had a meet and greet earlier out by the water. You got the battleship in the background. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And then there's this boardwalk. It just goes all the way down. And you just have access to all these really nice restaurants, really good. Some good seafood is what I'm hearing. So I'm hoping to try that out tomorrow. Super stoked about that. So real quick, let's go ahead and get on with that WWJD, Mike, if you got that, and then we'll do the text blast.
Okay. And I definitely want to answer this question on the screen, but yeah, let's do the WWJD first.
Yeah.
And then if you would, Jeremy, I don't know if you can see that on your screen, explain Sales Boost to us newbies who have no idea what's going on there. We'll do that here in just a moment. We appreciate our Facebook user who has chimed in there. It's a great question. Obviously, a lot of people who are here tonight and who will be here tonight and who will watch in the future who have no idea what Sales Boost is. And Jeremy's going to do his best here in just a few moments to explain that. Let's do a little WWJD. This is What Would Jeremy Do? And this is the segment of the podcast where I throw at Jeremy an impromptu question. He has no idea what it is. We have not discussed this in advance. And the beauty of that is, and the purpose behind that is, in fact, someone recently, they reached out to me. They said, why don't you give him the question in advance? That way he can prepare and give us a really enlightened answer. And I said, well, the reason is because when you're out there in the field, in particular, you never get anything rehearsed. Like lots of things come at you. And I may have this rehearsed, but Jeremy has no idea. So here's a new one for you, Jeremy. So put on your thinking cap. What would Jeremy do? WWJD. Here we go. So, Jeremy, you have a minimum price. Is that right? Don't tell us what it is, but you have a minimum
Yeah.
fee. Okay, so Nancy calls, and she lives at 555 Main Street. You know Main Street very, very well. And she wants her small deck washed in her little walkway. And whatever that she wants washed is justified within your minimum price, whatever that it is. And you set up a time that you can go and wash. It's a week later. The week later comes. It's now wash day. You punch that into your GPS, and you realize that it was 555 Main Street, 2 towns away, an hour away, not 555 Main Street, Corbin, Kentucky.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
What do I
Nancy took the day off, man. Nancy took the day off. She wants you
Well,
washing for her.
Here's what I would do is I would probably just eat the crow on that and just suck it up and do it because I gave someone my word, and to me, my word is my bond. And if I said I'm going to do it, I'm going to attempt to do it.
Yeah.
Best of my possibility. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But at the same time, I don't really want to. To me personally, I'd hate to take the chance on upsetting Nancy and Nancy potentially leaving me a negative review on my business page.
That's it. Yeah. You risk more. I think you risk more by calling her up with an apology than you do than you do. Even if you have to eat a little gas and you have to eat a little expense, I think you just have to do it. Well, most of you know that these WWJD questions that I have, they're birthed. The origin is from something that's happened to me. Well, that in fact happened to me this morning. Not exactly like that, but just recently I had scheduled a minimum job an hour away. And then because of a doctor's appointment, I had to reschedule, but my price was still at my minimum and it was an hour away. So at 10 o'clock this morning, actually 9 o'clock this morning, I had to get in the vehicle, drive an hour away for a minimum price. And I had to eat crow on that. Nancy was very pleased with the product, the finished product, all is well. Then I had to drive an hour to what would be my next stop. And, I think you're right, Jeremy. There would be nothing wrong with calling Nancy and saying, Nancy, I'm an idiot. I'm absolutely sorry, but the price is going to have to be adjusted. Or Nancy, I'm going to have to wait until I'm closer. Maybe you could do that. But I think in the end, the best thing to do is to eat crow and give Nancy the product she was looking for. And I wouldn't even mention it to Nancy. And then I would ask for a 10-star Google review if possible, right?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get a few comments here, I'm sure. Here we go. Clean Max Exterior Power Washing says you own it, do the job.
It's true.
It happens.
Nose is pretty good here. It's in your territory, Mike. It's only an hour.
Yeah. No one knows that I'll drive anywhere for $20. So.
Yeah.
That's it.
Hey, so Mike, that question you had pulled up earlier. I mean, we've got the man himself on with us tonight, JC. He's hopped on. I think he is probably better suited to answer that question than me, since this is my first event.
Okay. I like it. JC in the house. In fact, I'd say JC is in his he's in his hotel room. Am I right about that, JC?
I am. I left my shirt on. I'm just trying to relax. It's been a day, but
thank you, brother. Thank you for all of us.
I'm excited to be here. Jeremy, it was just an incredible honor to meet you earlier, and so happy to hang out with you tomorrow. But Sales Boost, and the history about Sales Boost, Pat Clark, the founder of Precision Pro Wash, started Sales Boost for the territories that he was branching out for the different locations throughout the United States. And what it was he would bring the different locations in and talk about his sales process, the systems, the policies, the procedures to help them grow their business. And word got out, and everybody's like, hey, I want to go to Sales Boost. So I don't know the exact year he opened it up. I know in 2019 was the first year that I was there. And, the incredible thing about Pat is, like, he's an open book. He doesn't care if you live 4 minutes from him or 4 states away. He will give you everything. And when I went there in 2019, it was me trying to get off the owner operator. I was scared. I was nervous. I just left my full-time job in the Navy. I did everything wrong prior to that and made very expensive mistakes. And Pat invited, everybody to his place. And I want to say there's about 20 of us there. But it not only did it give you the confidence to do things that you should be doing, but like while we're there, we're already increasing our pricing because we know we can add more value to our customers by delivering a better product, a better service to them. We're doing the same thing, yes, but now we're just delivering at a higher level. Like we went from the 89 Cavalier to the 2020 Maserati on what the customer was expecting from us. It's not just a house wash for $200. It's the 5-star low pressure house wash. Go through the steps, talk about the cleaning, the safety, the precautions, the process, and all that stuff. So it gave you the confidence to not only deliver at a higher value, but to start offering packages and bundles. So now we're able to increase our average ticket, which is huge because I'd rather be doing 1 or 2 houses a day versus 8 houses a day at a very low cost and drive around. So my average ticket went from $300 to $900 within like the first week of leaving Sales Boost. So, it's doing and giving you the tools necessary to do the things that we already know we should be doing, but we're not confident and we have a lot of doubts. So when you come to Sales Boost, not only are you able to network with other like-minded individuals like yourselves out there, but know that you're not alone and see that when you see these other successful companies out there, they're not trust fund kids. They're not like, they weren't born into the wash, the wash life. Like they started from the school of hard knocks like we all did, but they are able to execute at a higher level and implement the things that Pat Clark has set up through Sales Boost for you to help increase your average ticket, increase your closing percentage, and increase your your pricing, because again, you're now more confident to deliver on a higher level and add more value to your customers. So that's Sales Boost in a nutshell.
It's awesome, man.
Like
so what's our attendance this year for Sales Boost, JC?
Well, so we actually just looked and like we had 4 more people register while we're here today.
Okay.
I had 184 people right now between sponsors, speakers, and attendees.
That's awesome.
Nice.
The beauty of that is for those of us who enjoy attending the huge. Obviously, it's not even apples to apples. We understand that in the scope of what we're trying to accomplish. We probably have a lot of the same people and a lot of the same dynamic. That being said, this is much more intimate and yet busy enough to make it worth your while and worth your money. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, and I'm a huge advocate for the huge, and that's kind of funny. I'm huge, but and I love it. And I've gone to the huge for years. I've been to Sales Boost since 2019. I went 19, 22, 23. I sent a sales guy in 21. Now, running it in 2024. Completely different. The huge is speakers, but mainly trade show. Get to find all the cool toys, what's new out there and stuff like that. Tons of value with the speakers, but it's huge. There's a lot going on at once. It's a lot to take in. And the trade show floor is incredible because you get to see what's new, what's out there, and get to talk to the vendors and shake hands and all that stuff. We're on a more intimate level. We do have a sponsor row, but it's just tables. It's not a huge trade show floor. There's 13, 14, I think, set up down there. They're helping offset the cost for you to come here and be able to focus on you. When you go to these other trade shows, you got to find breakfast. You got to find lunch. You got to find snacks. So you're spending that time going places. You have to think about it. Usually lunch is going to take an hour and a half no matter where you go. They give you an hour break. Angela was able to collapse all that with the sponsors and to have it all in-house. So you come here, you have a warm breakfast. You stay here for the speakers. You have an incredible local lunch that's, again, warm buffet, not box lunch or anything like that. So you can focus on you, not have to worry about that. And then midday, when we're getting a little yawny and overload on the education, we got some snacks coming out there for you too. So again, a very intimate level where we're keeping everybody here so you can build those relationships. That's where the magic happens at the shows. You learn a lot while listening to the speakers, but when you start connecting with other business owners and start forming that tribe and get a relationship with them, that is gold. And that is so important for anybody who goes to any show. I don't care where you go, to not be afraid and to open up those relationships. Shake somebody's hand. I don't care if it's Tommy Mello, if it's me, if it's whoever it is. Like, if they're there to provide value to you and be able to speak to you because they actually care. So, like, it's so important that when you go to these shows that you don't stand in a corner. Because look at me, I'm very introverted and I do that a lot. But I've gotten better to go out there and shake hands. As soon as I saw Jeremy, I went up and shook his hand, gave him a big hug.
Absolutely.
Very, very nice. Wilmington, North Carolina for Action Power Wash LLC is asking where. Wilmington, North Carolina. JC, is it this week every year, or is there a different date and a different location?
Yeah, typically it's this time of year, and that was strategic because we're going to the spring. We wanted you to be able to execute at a higher level as you start getting the phones, launching. Everybody's trying to call. Next year is going to be completely different. It's going to be in February. We have more details coming on that, but right now, all I can say is February, Orlando, on a whole different level.
Wow!
But it's going to be a good thing because we all know in the wintertime, or what is it? I guess it's winter. There's a lot of shows going on. There's PWMCA a couple weeks ago. There's the IWCA. There's ResponsiCon. There's a couple of them going on at once. We're about to launch something pretty cool to give everybody one option, not 5 options.
No, I love it. Yeah, and someone was asking about the Huge, and again, we have already said this: it's not apples to apples. It's not even. There's not even trying to be a competition here. There's 2 totally different venues, different ideas and concepts. With the Huge, one of the things that there's 1,000 different takeaways. But talk to me, JC, about if there's one universal takeaway from Sales Boost, where like everyone gets in their vehicle, they're driving home, and something that everyone's going to talk about, what would that be, would you say?
I really think the big thing is the confidence, because we talk about increasing prices and we can't do it. They're not going to pay more. Nobody wants to spend $1,200 on a house wash bundle. And the techniques, tools that you'll learn from here will change your mind to where you're going to go back. And now instead of saying, hey, Jeremy, this is a $1,200 estimate, you're going to go back and you know what? I'm going to give you the $1,800 package. I'm going to give you 3 options.
Yeah.
But this is why you should go with this one. And when you're doing that, you're not doing here you go, and then do this. You're gonna be look, this is why I think you should do this. You called us out here for the house wash. Your house is dirty. Absolutely, we're gonna clean this over here. But while walking around, we were able to see that your gutters are dirty. You got paint coming out over there. Your roof is getting, it looks like it's about 15 years old. Is that about right? Yeah, it's probably 13 years old. Yeah, I can tell because the north side facing is dirty. Yeah, glue. Give you all these keywords and stuff like that. So you're delivering, and now your homeowner's oh, I didn't know that. Oh, I thought I had to replace that. Oh, I didn't even know. I didn't even see that. So, all these things, you can go back there and you have the confidence to be able to deliver them and sell and, have a good closing percentage.
I don't mean to cut Jeremy off there, but we have a viewer here. His name's Jim Shepard. First of all, Jim, welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Wash community. We embrace you. We're glad that you're here. You have a great question for JC. I'm just now starting my pressure washing business. Going to take off here in a few weeks. And Jim says, would this be valuable to me as a brand new newbie to the industry?
Absolutely. And, it's, again, you're going to start out fresh. And we often make a lot of mistakes early because we don't have resources. We don't have the confidence. We don't have the know-how. We can find out a lot on Facebook, social media, YouTube, all that stuff. But once you're in person and hearing things and seeing it and talking to other people, Jim, it will give you the power to set up for success. Yeah. So we literally have owner-operators here that shut down their business to be here. And we have 7-figure businesses here. So it's not a level of I make too much, like this is not for me, or I'm not making enough to be there. Here's the thing. In 2019, when I went to Sales Boost, I was a different business owner. My mindset was different. 2022, completely different now. I mean, when I went to 2019, we did 330,000 hours a year before. 2022, we just hit a little over $1 million between both our companies. So different mindset. So every time you go there, the stage is different. The speakers are different. The way you hear things differently. Like I could hear the same exact speech 2 years in a row and hear a completely different speech because I'm listening to a different mindset.
Oh, nice. Well put.
Absolutely. Hey, I see this comment. I want to bring it up here. This guy says they wish they knew about Sales Boost before today. They can see the benefit of being here. Is there a way for them to still be here, or
Yes.
maybe virtually be here?
Yes. We actually just launched the virtual option Tuesday. Let me get the link for that, and I'll drop it in here where they can go and get to the. We'll be on Zoom starting at 8:30 tomorrow in the main stage where they can get on and be able to stream it. So let me find that, and I'll drop it below for you.
Yeah, absolutely. While JC is looking for that link, before I forget, because someone called me out last week about the Text Blast results, I want to address that because I still didn't. They text me and wanted to know what they were personally. I said, you'll have to wait till Wednesday. So I'm going to hold up to my end of the bargain on Wednesday. Listen, guys, this is not earth-shattering numbers, okay? This is just some real-life experience with me and my Text Blast. And what I'm just going to break it down here real quick. I sent, now I'm going to say, I sent 175 messages. 156 were delivered. So I had some wrong numbers or some house numbers, not cell phones. That cost me $27.50 to send those. I only got 5 replies, which is about a 3.2% response rate. Nothing crazy. I did 5 estimates out of the 5 replies. I closed 4 jobs. So I had an 80% close, and I made an extra $1,611 with an average ticket on those at $400. Most of them were repeat. Most of them were washed last year, multiple services last year. So in the grand scheme of things, I did. I took $2,750 and turned it into $1,600, and I feel like that's about a 6,000% return on my money. I think's what that is. Did I say that right? 6,000%. So nothing astronomical, but then again, I'm not a volume washer. I'm a value, premium value washer kind of guy. I don't do a lot of houses. I just do bigger tickets. So that was my real life results to share those with you guys. So
That's
don't
awesome.
let me bore you to death with my little numbers there.
No, Jeremy, we're glad that you did, and the fact of the matter is, the longer you're in the game, the more the larger your portfolio grows, and the more likely that you're going to be able to sell those, even to the repeats. You're going to sell more higher tickets because you're going to have greater experience, and it's just a benefit all around. Well, thank you for the update on that. That's 2 weeks in a row. Finally, we got to it. So we'd have been 3 weeks had we not gotten to it tonight. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to share with you guys, and maybe I'll share this next week or week after next about how my Facebook ads are going. I've seen some great results on that, so you want to be sure to stick around and find out those results.
Hey, JC, Noah has a great question there. I'm not sure if you can see it on the screen. Will the Sales Boost Live ticket be like an online portal? Maybe you can answer that for us.
No, so the replay or the live, we're just zooming and streaming it throughout the day. We will have a option to purchase the show once we get the all the video back from the editor. So that will probably be in about a month, I'd say.
Okay.
But for now, it's just going to be like a live stream. Just you'll have to watch it or not be able to see it, unfortunately. Just for a couple of reasons. People just take it and share it with a bunch of people and all that good stuff. But mainly just for the simplicity for our team, it's just live stream. That's it.
Yeah, very exciting.
Yep.
And then Zach has a question. Does Zoom Sales Boost option for tomorrow have a cost to tune
Yeah,
in?
so Zach, I just posted it in the Wash Pros group. You can go see the link to go over to the Sales Boost page and get that. It is $297, and we'll be streaming live from 8:30 to 5 tomorrow, Friday, and then 8:30 to noon on Saturday.
Okay.
That's a great value. That's great.
Yeah, that's a great value.
That's a good deal. It's a dang good deal.
And we need to ask this, JC. How long does Sales Boost last? Obviously, we have our meet and greet tonight, so to speak, and then tomorrow we'll talk about what tomorrow looks like. But what is the tentative schedule? When do we leave Sales Boost?
Yeah, so for the Super Motivated tomorrow, 6 o'clock, we'll be doing a fun run on the Riverwalk over here. Jeremy saw a nice little beautiful sunset, beautiful area. But yeah, 7:30's kickoff. We got a nice warm breakfast buffet downstairs. 8:30, I'll be opening the stage, getting everybody excited for our first speaker, which is Tommy Mello. And then the morning session, we just have the main stage speakers. We'll break off to a nice hot lunch at noon. And then we have a couple breakout sessions in the afternoon where you have a choice from the main stage or a breakout room. And then we have a snack break because we all get hungry and nobody wants to get hangry. And then we'll come back at 3:15. What is it? I think or 4 o'clock. We come back to the main stage where we're going to have a panel and we'll be able to ask the speaker some questions and then we'll open up to the audience.
Nice.
Sean
Nice.
Day, who's the speaker that is a light beer slugging financial spreadsheet guy? I don't know if he's talking about Dan, but I think between Dan and Rob, I think they had I don't know how many drinks.
Oh no, Dan's definitely the financial guy.
Yeah,
Bush
I saw him at the bar.
That's awesome. Hey guys, if you have questions for either Jeremy or JC, please feel free to pass along those questions. We'll do our very best to get those in there to you.
Brian, you say, is it just you or has March been way busier this year than last year? I can attest to you that March for me has been way busier. Even January and February for me has been way busier than last year. And I think that's just maybe in my aspect, being in the game longer, getting busier quicker. I think the weather has personally been nicer this year than it was last year throughout March. I mean, we've having 75-degree days here in Kentucky. So we're well above where we were last year at this time. So 2024 is already looking like a great start. And I don't know if you either one of you can attest to that, but just in my experience, March so far this year is going better than last year.
Yeah, it definitely has. Definitely has for me, and a lot of that has to do with the weather. Last year, it was just terrible. I mean, I was as busy as I cared to be last year because it was just so stinking cold. But 15 minutes before going live tonight, I was out winterizing, and that's not good. That being said, I'm slammed tomorrow, and so that's why I'm winterizing. Last year, man, it was just the phone just wasn't ringing because of the weather. This year, the phone's ringing off the hook. I'm very happy.
Yeah, right, it's been, I heard that Minneapolis is supposed to get somewhere in Minneapolis like 30 inches of snow over the next couple of days.
Oh my gosh, they can have it.
And it was crazy because it's been warm here, and now that everybody's here for Sales Boost, like tonight's dropping down to 40, I think. But yeah, so we've done very little as far as marketing this year, and we've actually decreased our crews for this early in the year, and we're right on par where our numbers were last year, which is good because a lot of people around here are like struggling still. That's part of our branding and just having a great reputation and repeat customers. But Yeah, I think for as little as we're doing and the numbers we're at right now, I'm very happy with that. And I think it's just a matter of, again, competition is fierce this right now. They're coming out of the woodworks. So you just got to be able to add the value and figure out how to not only beat out the competition, but just get your name out there so people know who you are right away.
Yeah. One thing I did notice down here is that we were driving through, and thank you. The pollen is insane down here in this area right now. Like, I'm probably from about 2 hours out. I don't know about right through here, but about 2 hours away from here, we stopped at a Chick-fil-A, and dude, there was pollens on every car. I mean, it was insane. I was like, God, this is wild down here.
Yeah,
it is. It was crazy.
Washed the car coming down to Sales Boost yesterday because it was like, I don't know, about an inch thick of pollen on the car. And it's probably already yellow right now. So it's pretty nasty down here.
So I think that's a legitimate question that Levi has asked. He said NC, but I'm sure he meant JC. With the yearly pollen blast we get, do you tell the loyal customers to hold off until the storm to knock down the pollen, or wash knowing pollen will get stuck into the screens, blah, blah, blah? What's your take on that, JC?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if we held off for pollen to go away, we'd be shut down for 6 weeks. Because it's gnarly and we can't. So we let them know that we'll clean their house and then a good rain will knock it down. If there's ever that bad of an issue, we'll come back if we have to, but we never do. But if we literally shut down for pollen, like, we wouldn't be washing, because I can wash my porch today and my porch will be covered in pollen tomorrow. So they can just go out there and hit it with a garden hose, something like that. But we're not meant to go clean pollen. We're out there to go clean the siding and everything else. The pollen is just it's just a part of the area, so they know it's going to happen one way or another.
Yeah, here in Cincinnati, we don't really have that problem. So I'm glad you're able to answer that question.
I think it's worse this year. And usually what happens, and we didn't really get it, is we'll have the pollen come, and then we get a complete cold snap. Like, it's cold right now, but I'm talking like 30-degree weather, maybe even sub 30. And then everything dies off real fast because it froze. And then we get a little bit, but we haven't had that. And the pollen is just insane this year, how thick it is.
Yeah. CleanMax exterior power washing had an interesting question. Do you show proof of insurance to customers when they ask? Well, the answer there is absolutely. And then he makes a statement. He says, I don't know why, but I cringe every time a customer asks. Well, I don't. I will tell you that it's possible that the reason you cringe is because you think, or there's the likelihood, or there's the possibility that they're hoping to cash in on an insurance claim. That's probably not the case. More often than not, they're afraid you're going to fall off a ladder and they don't want you suing them. So absolutely, when someone asks to see my proof of insurance, I'm ready. In fact, that probably sets me above the competition, and just the fact that I'm ready to show them that I have insurance. So I hope that helps.
So a copy of my certificate of insurance goes out with every estimate.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have it set up as a file. So when I send it, it's on that estimate if they scroll down far enough,
And get company cam, take pictures, so you don't have to worry about that. But if we had that fear for every customer, for every concern they have, what are we really going to be doing? Probably not a whole lot. So it's all about CYA, cover your ass while you're out there. But maybe they got burned before. Maybe they know somebody got burned and had some damage and something like that. It's the most valuable asset they own. So if they're asking, there may be a C or an S on the disc profile, and they're just one of those people. So
yeah, you'll run into that.
Mr. Bubbles in the house.
Yeah, Mr. Bubbles has set his bar extremely low. Extremely low. Like, brother, I don't even want to be like me when I grow up. So,
Mr. Bubbles, I have seen your channel grow extremely well here in the last 4 to 6 weeks. I'm happy for you, dude. It's on fire right now.
Dude, he went from like 5,000 to 8,000 from one
In no
video.
time.
I don't know what the heck happened, but I'm super
No,
impressed.
he's really doubled his subscribers in like 4 weeks.
Yeah.
6
Crazy.
weeks,
Cool.
something like that.
Congrats.
I'm not happy about that at all, in the least. Guys all over it. It's great.
I'm gonna say forgive me because I'm sitting here eating, but I haven't ate since way earlier. I'm starving.
It's the double stuff, right?
That's it, baby.
I love it.
Like that stash. Like that stash.
Oh,
All right,
JC,
Ken,
this is
so
the question
I'm
for
gonna take
you.
off. I gotta get ready for tomorrow. I got a big day. I just want to thank you for having me on. And
Can you give us 2 minutes, JC, for this question right here?
yeah,
That's on the screen. As your business grows, how do you manage the stress as being an owner operator? That key 2 words, last words are probably the key words right there.
yeah, great question. And it's all about
What is
managing expectations and growing a team. Again, 2018, it was just my father and I with my washing company, my light company. I did everything, and I was stressed out. I can't tell you how many times I fired my dad on the job site because I was doing everything. I was answering the calls, delivering, to customers, getting on the roofs, doing all that stuff. And it's stressful because then you go home at night, and what are you doing? You're working on the business. So the biggest thing you can do early is let go of some of those responsibilities. The easiest, fastest, and cheapest thing to do is get an admin, whether it's a virtual assistant or somebody to work on the company from locally, remote, however you want to do it. That alone will take off a lot of weight load off of your personal life, give you a little bit more balance to work on the company, not in the company. And just know that mistakes are going to happen. Things are going to go wrong. I used to get angry all the time over everything. I don't care what it was. And then I got to the point where, like, you know what? As long as nobody got hurt, what's the worst that could happen? I got to repaint a house, whatever it is. Like, we'll get through it as long as it's not negligence. But, like, just know that it's easier to not get frustrated about it and work your way through it than to just burn everything down and start over, which we want to do all the time. Don't be wrong. So it's just, again, managing expectations and empowering a team to do the things for you. Because when things go wrong now, I usually don't even know about my company unless it's like catastrophic, which never happens, because my team has the trust in me and I had the trust in them to take care of the responsibility while I'm not there. Like, I'm at Sales Boost for the next 3 days. If something was to go wrong with the company, I'm not going to know about it till Monday. But just again, know that something will go wrong because that's Murphy's Law. And when it does, stop. Let's think about it. Is it really worth getting upset about? Is there something we could learn from this and train from it so it doesn't happen again? And how can we make sure it doesn't happen again? So
Nice.
It's easier said than done. I promise you, it took me years to be able to manage that and just let it go. And I remember very clearly 3 years ago, I got a phone call that 2 brand new Whisper Wash surface cleaners fell off the back of the truck. By the time they turned around to get it, somebody stole them off the side of the road. And it's $1,800 gone in a second. I was like, is everybody okay? Did anybody get hurt? Was a car damaged? All right, well, what happens? Well, we'll order some new ones. Let's not let it happen again. And they thought they were going to get fired from it. So now my team feels more confident that they can come to me when I have a mistake. They don't have to worry about hiding it because of the fear of reprisal, being yelled at, or getting fired. And they're going to be more cautious when they're doing things out there. But again, the biggest thing learning from that was they know that if anything goes wrong, rather than hiding it and the customer telling me, they'll come tell me before the customer finds out.
Nice. Great answer to such a simple question. Thank you, brother. I'm super grateful. You go do your thing, JC, and maybe we'll see you again real soon.
I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate your value, dude. You're $1 million to us. We thank you very much.
Thank you. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Guys, I want to kind of elaborate on that question right there. As your business grows, how do you manage the stress of being owner-operator? I will say this. I value his answer. This is my input. It's the same all the way through. By the grace of God, you just adapt like a Marine. You just adapt as you go. And the biggest compliment to or contribution rather to any growing business is systems, having systems in place, and you more often not grow systems from mistakes. So you flood a basement because you didn't check the spigot correctly. That happened to me. Now there's a system in place for that. You blow enough electrical outlets, there's a system in place for that never has to happen again. You have the customer now to turn off all of their outside outlets, and you never have that problem again. The most stressful things that happen in business, generally speaking, revolve around these fires that happen. And once that happens to you, it doesn't happen again. These are learning experiences. And that's a great question right there. All right, somebody else, you got a question? We're going to stay on for just a little bit longer. We have about 20 minutes longer on the 15 minutes longer on the podcast before we pray, and then we're just going to hit the eject button. Delegation of responsibility, absolutely. Yeah, that's not okay. So that's a simple answer, but it's not simple to do that. We know that. I don't think anybody disagrees with that. Yeah. Little's pressure washing. Well, if you didn't watch last week's episode with Barry Little, classic moment in the history of pressure washing, you need to go back and watch that. Barry took us around and showed us in person, live and in color, what it's like to wash a canopy and the concrete around a gas station. And man, that was, I'm still kind of existing off the fumes of that. That was awesome. That was awesome. We appreciate the donations you guys have sent in tonight. We appreciate you very, very much. When you get a donation, you can know that goes back into the podcast and our own individual channels. Super, super grateful. Hey, Jeremy, here's a great question. This is kind of a broad question, actually. What other industries is this geared towards besides just pressure washing? Is Sales Boost, does it kind of venture out beyond the idea of pressure washing, or could someone from another industry come in and capitalize on and benefit from Sales Boost?
So it's definitely, I believe, it's geared towards service industry. Okay. I don't think you necessarily have to be a pressure washer. It's sales, it's marketing, it's sales, it's systems. It's just those gold little nuggets that you need. So, Tommy Mello's going to be here speaking. Tommy's not in the pressure washing industry. Tommy's a garage door guy, A1 garage door. Check him out. Mike Andes is going to be here. Lawn care guy, Juggernaut. He's on YouTube. Check him out. He's absolutely killing it. Augusta Lawn Care, I believe, is his name of his business. Maybe we'll get some video with him tomorrow if I'm lucky enough. But yeah, it's not really just geared toward pressure washing. It can go lawn care. It can go Christmas lights. It could probably even go garage door. It just goes into sales. And most sales training is universal across multiple platforms. It's knowing how to sell. It's knowing your tone. It's knowing the words to use. It's the presentation. I mean, the majority of my background in sales didn't come from the service industry. It came from life insurance sales. So I feel like I'm fairly decent with sales and closing and higher prices just from being in the life insurance industry and being able to sell a promise, sell a piece of paper, selling something that you're not going to benefit from, but someone else is. But a lot of the things that I learned in that are same concepts that I learned at a lot of these other events.
Sure.
I just see a different way of applying it. It's a lot like what JC said. I might have heard something before, but now I'm viewing it through a different lens or viewing it a different way. So those are absolute great way to look at it. But yeah, I'm just looking down here. I know there's more to it than just pressure washing.
Yeah. It's awesome. What does tomorrow look like for you, Jeremy, when you get up in the morning and then throughout the evening? What's your schedule look like?
Schedule. I was looking at it earlier. So, like he said, I am not doing the fun run because there is nothing fun about running.
Double stuff, baby. Double stuff.
Double stuff. So I'll get up. I'll have breakfast, have some coffee, sit down here and talk to a few guys. Hopefully, talk to some of you guys if you're still watching. We'll get breakfast together. We'll do that. Go to the classes. I'm just going to take in all that I can take in, man. I am so pumped about this.
Yeah.
So I think the classes are over probably 5, something like that. And then shortly after that, I am looking for somewhere to go get me some real good seafood.
Oh, sounds good.
Yes.
Sounds good. Next year, even more seafood. We'll be there in Orlando. Not Orlando. Is it Orlando?
Yes, Orlando.
Orlando. Fantastic.
Are you?
That's right.
Are you saying that you're coming next year, Mike?
You heard the word "we," didn't you? When I said that, we. Well, here's the thing, guys. Next year, Sales Boost is going to be in February. When he said that, I just learned that when you heard that tonight. Yeah. I learned it at the same time. And I'll tell you that that definitely opens things up for me because in March I'm full bore and I need to be working. It's not a bad time, but I've been off all year or off all season. I've been off all winter and I'm ready to wash. Here's the beautiful thing, guys. I want you to think of some of you tonight are like you're just thinking about Sales Boost and the idea of going to a conference or going to something of this nature, man, it just you just can't even fathom it. I want to give you an illustration really quick. Most of us know what it is to grow up, and there's that kid in school, or maybe that group of kids in school that their parents, for whatever reason, just were able to give them every single benefit in life. And they went to coaching. They went to pitching school for baseball. They went to quarterback school for football. And it's like they just had the upper hand at everything. And you said to yourself, man, I wish that my parents could have provided that for me. Or I wish that I could have had those benefits as a kid. Well, here's the thing, guys. We're no longer kids. We are adults. And now is the time for us to benefit ourselves with these things, save up the money in advance, treat yourself to an event such as this, and it pays off. It's now your time to shine. It's your time to be benefited. The things that you couldn't do when you were a kid, you're no longer a kid. Now you are a mature adult. Now you've got to put back the $100 a month or $200 a month or whatever it takes to get to these events. Sales Boost in the wintertime, the huge event in the summertime, and there are others. Check it out. In your area or within 3 or 4 hours, there are going to be other events. Stay in a cheap hotel if you have to. My goodness, stay in your minivan. But get to these events so that you can capitalize on things that you could not capitalize on otherwise. That's my little spiel there. So do I want to go next year? I wanted to go this year, but I can't wait for next year. I'm definitely going to put it in my agenda to go next year.
Yeah, and Levi, you were right. It is a tax write-off.
Oh, nice.
It's educational training, so everything about it. Ticket, the travel, the food, the gas. Write it all off.
That being said, Jeremy, now, don't give us the specifics of you and your lovely bride there, but generally speaking, what's the cost of Sales Boost?
So the three-tier tickets, right? There's a regular ticket, a VIP, then an elite, and they all have different things on them, different perks. Of course, the more you spend, the deeper the perks, right? So you get the $1,300. That's the general one, right? That gets you here. I think it steps up. I think it's like $1,297, and then $1,597, then $1,997. So they all come with some different things. So that's the cost of the ticket. Now you can look at that however you want to. I look at that as, 2 house washes, or two tickets, 2 jobs. I won't say house washes, but that
Sure.
that might be 3 or 4 house washes or 5. It just depends on what you're getting on a house wash. It's less than $100 a month, or right at $100 a month. So the room, we're staying down here tonight. So it's Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 nights, checking out Saturday and leaving Saturday afternoon. I think the cost of the room is $657 with taxes or something like that. So just a little bit over $200 a night with tax. Very affordable. You're here. I get on this elevator and I go up to the 6th floor and I'm in my room.
Right.
So I'm not traveling. I'm not having to pay to park in all these different places. Now I'm paying to park here, but I'm not having to leave and go back and forth. So this is working out great. So what are we at? So 13 and 657. So let's just call that $2,000, and plus your travel. So we drove. We'll spend with driving and food, probably, I'm just talking on the travel trip aspect of it, $200 for our food and fuel. So we're about $2,200. Then whatever we spend to eat while we're here, and as you heard JC say, breakfast is provided, lunch is provided, snacks is provided. So we're really out one meal. We're out one dinner a night. So Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. So, whatever, if you're traveling by yourself, that's probably not going to be very much. If you're traveling with a spouse, then, then maybe it's double. But, I had I don't even know what's a foot long, $10 now. I had a $10 foot long tonight. That's what I was eating. So, and actually, I'm not even ate at all. Some guy come up and started to tell me about, I guess he thought I was working here. That's why I muted myself. If you guys saw me talking to somebody.
Classic.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Two times since we've been on here, someone's walk up here and ask me questions about Sales Boost.
Jeremy, if someone said I have a $2,500 bill, will that get me to Sales Boost and home and enjoy my time there? Could someone have $2,500 and feel like that they went there and it wasn't a waste of their $2,500?
Yes, I think so. And I'm going to say that's probably going to depend on your flight. If you're flying or driving or,
Sure.
your location, it's all depending on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm comfortably thinking that this has been well worth the money, and we've not even got in any of the classes yet.
And then, by the way, just a reminder, Jeremy, we gave away a ton of tickets. So
we did.
If you think about this program that you're watching tonight, up to this point, has given away numerous tickets.
Yes.
So we'll do that again next year. But there's your $1,300 for your minimum ticket. Just by watching the show, you're in the running. I keep calling it a show, but a podcast. You're in the running for that. So that just shows you the value that there's this energy behind this that you can take part in by being a part of this podcast, and we're eternally grateful that you're here.
Absolutely. Yeah, Mike, this is a show. I mean, we're live. It's a video podcast. So yeah, I like the show, man. I like that.
It's a show, all right. You get what you pay for.
Hey,
2,000 is nothing compared to my student loans. That was a waste of money. Well, yeah, there's a lot to be said about that.
Doug, you planning for 2 years out? Oh no, that's next year, man. This is 2024. Never mind, Doug.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
You're behind.
Can we? Doug asked, "Can we give away 20?" We don't have. That would be on. That would be on the powers that be, and that's not a possibility tonight.
Doug, I will say that I'm sure something will be worked out come around this time next year. Well, come around the beginning of the year, I'm sure we'll be working some stuff out. So stay tuned. We'll be here.
And that being said,
Yes.
let's see. I think that correct me if I'm wrong, Jeremy, but the Huge is in September or is it in August?
It's like the third week of August.
Okay, August. And so
it's about the same time frame. Like right now, I think the Huge is like the 20th through the 23rd, or the 22nd through the 24th, 5th, something like that.
And just about a month prior to that, we'll really be highlighting the Huge convention.
Yeah.
And there will no doubt be opportunities for you to get tickets through the channel, through the podcast as well. So you don't want to miss the Huge. You don't want to miss that.
Yeah, and actually, Jonathan Maynards, he's here. It's one of the guys with the Huge. I'll be having conversation with him sometime tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll run into him and see what we can maybe work some stuff out for you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome. Well, Jeremy, we hope you have a great time. When you come back next week, you're going to have to just take 10 or 15 minutes and just unload on us what you've learned and how it has been a benefit to you. You're there with your lovely bride. We pray that you have a wonderful time, maybe treat it as a vacation if you possibly can. You're obviously away from the kids a little bit. That's a little painful, but also at the same time, it's good. It's not a bad thing either. So we're happy for you.
Absolutely. I appreciate you. Absolutely appreciate you.
Speaking of prayer, it is your week to pray, my friend. So if you would,
is it my week? Did I pray last week?
I think I prayed last week. Maybe is it my week?
Hey, whose week is it? Hey, if you were here last week, who prayed last week?
Oh, very nice.
I don't know. I don't
remember.
I don't remember either.
The fact of the matter is, Jeremy, you probably haven't prayed in a week anyway. So that hence the double stuff, man. He's got the stash going on.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Mike's week. That's right, baby. Okay. I knew it. Now,
okay, all right. I really did think that it was I thought it was your week. So all right, guys, we want to once again say thank you for go ahead, Jeremy. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, you know that beautiful salad picture I sent you earlier? I prayed over that.
Did you pray over that? That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, once again, we say thank you for joining us. It's amazing how quick that hour goes. And if you're not a subscriber to either my channel or Jeremy's channel, my channel is the Fresh Rinse. Jeremy's is the Kentucky Wash Pros. You definitely want to get on YouTube and subscribe to our channel. There's lots of value. We don't ask for anything in return, but we enjoy being a part of the community. And if you're a part of the community, we're glad to have you. So, all right, we're going to take our hats off. We're going to have a word of prayer, and then we're going to hit the eject button. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your work week. All right, let's pray. Our Father in heaven, it is with great joy that we come to you tonight and every night. And anytime we have a desire and a need, we can come to you and pray. The greatest form of communication that man and heaven has ever known is praying to our awesome God. And Father, we ask, Lord, your blessings over Jeremy as he is there at the Huge, he and his wife, and they're just celebrating a little time away. They deserve that. We ask, God, that you keep them safe, that Jeremy would take in so much that his cup would be overflowing, and that when he comes back next week on the podcast, his heart would be lit up, his eyes would be lit up, and he could just fill in all the blanks for us and get us motivated, as I know he is motivated as well. And then, Father, as always, we pray for safety, in particular for our fellow pressure washers, guys and gals out there getting it done. And may we be a light in this lost, dark, and dying world. It is in Jesus' name we pray. Amen and amen. All right, guys. Amen. God bless you. We'll see you next Wednesday, Lord willing. Stay safe and wash on.
All right, see you guys.
Bye-bye.